Coming in, you guys, it's day number 46 of my 365-day Jimmy Ice Bath Challenge. If you're brand new to this, I have been getting into this ice bath. It is the Morozco Forge. Go follow them, by the way, Morozco_Forge over on Instagram. They had their account hacked this week, and they lost all of their followers. I think they had something like 35 or 40,000 followers. So go refollow Morozco Forge, and it's MOROZKO_Forge to subscribe to them. So yeah, so anyway, I get into this bath. Today's temperature, it's generally around 32-ish degrees. Today's temperature is 33.4 degrees Fahrenheit. And as you can see, it's got big chunks of ice in there. So by design, we like to get into the cold water. 32 degrees Fahrenheit-ish is generally where I'm going. And 5 minutes is how long I go in there. And yeah, I've been doing this every day since the beginning of the year. And I want to talk about a phenomenon that if you decide to do cold therapy that you might notice on your own body. I had a friend of mine who decided to go into a stream near her house. And when she came out of the stream, something happened to her physically on her body. I also had something physical happen to me on my body first time I got into the Morozco Forge. So I want to talk about that here today. But right now, let's set this down, tilt it down. I need to go inside and get the clock. Got my little clock. We got 5 minutes on the clock as always. And let's make sure that's stable. Yep, that looks good. All right. And start. All right, it didn't start. Start, I say, start. Now it's going. In we go. Whoa. I stepped on a big chunks of ice in there. Look at this, you guys. Big chunks of ice. Wow, there are such big chunks of ice that congregated behind me. This is already hard enough, and then you get big chunks of ice that go in behind you. Whew. So welcome, you guys. If you're just coming in, yes, you see a man inside of a tub full of ice. And no, I'm not a beer hanging out in an ice cooler. Some days I feel like that, though. Yeah, so this is the Morozco Forge. It is an ice bath company. And you can follow them here on Instagram at Morozco_Forge if you're interested in kind of seeing what they're about. But I've been getting in here every single day, 32 degree temperature water for 5 minutes at a time. And there was a phenomenon that happened the very first time I ever got into the Morozco Forge. I had been doing cold showers and ice in a bathtub in my house over there for a little while. Then I get this bad boy and I crank it down to 32 degrees Fahrenheit. And I get in this thing for the very first time. And when I get out, I was freaking out a little bit because what happened? On my belly were splotches of red. Like major splotches, not just red skin. Some of you comment when I get out of the ice bath, you see that I'm red. Not just red skin, but splotches of red. And I was like, what in the world? I remember taking pictures and sending it to a few doctor friends, and they're like, that looks like you might be having some detoxification taking place. I'm like, okay, well, that's a good thing. So I didn't think anything of it. I kept getting into the ice bath, and I've never really had those splotches come back ever since that very first time. Well, yesterday, a friend of mine in Pennsylvania, she's going to come visit me soon. Her name is Kelly, and Kelly got into a stream near her house. And it's cold outside, there's snow on the ground, so it was frigid in that stream. And when she got out, she actually broke out all over her legs and her knees and things with all these little red bumps and things. Now, she's had some health issues in her life, C. diff and different things, and she thinks that she also had a detoxification reaction to the cold. So just word to the wise that if you start doing cold therapy, either with cold showers or getting into an intense ice bath like this, or in a creek near your house, you might see little red streaks, splotches, things that look like hives, and that's your body responding to the cold. It doesn't mean that the cold is causing you harm. The cold is probably bringing to light some harm that's already in your body, and it's helping you to detoxify from it. All right, we're at 5 minutes, you guys. 3, 2, 1. Woo! Wowza! I had somebody on Instagram yesterday that said, I love it when you do that woo at the end. Yes, that's kind of my trademark now, getting out of the ice bath, is doing a big woo. And I got big lungs to do that with, so that helps too. But yes, pretty normal if you first start out doing cold therapy. Pretty normal to see potentially detoxification taking place. And so if you get red, and I was having them, there was a bad red streaks all along the front. Now, in general, my body is red after I get out, and I suppose that's another sign of some detoxification, but I'm not having the streaky kind of red, and it was just really weird looking, some of the things that first happened. So when my friend Kelly saw that, I was like, I wonder if that's like a rite of passage. When you get into a cold water, you're going to have kind of that the first time. So don't freak out about it, is what I'm trying to tell you, that's completely normal to see that kind of thing. Now, Kelly's going to be here. She's coming in for my 50th birthday party, and so she's coming for a few days. And she said, I want to get in your Morozco Forge when I'm there, Jimmy. So you guys will see Kelly. She's coming in next Thursday. So sometime over that weekend or whatever, we will put her on camera getting into the Morozco Forge. That'll be a lot of fun, because usually I do this ice bath by myself, so I'll actually get to watch someone else getting into the ice bath, and then I'll get in as well, and we'll talk about her experiences with cold therapy. But I've gotten her to start doing more cold. She started off with cold showers. She did not like the cold showers, but then she's like, but I kind of like it, but I didn't like it, but I like it, but I don't, but you know what I'm saying? So those of you that have tried cold therapy, you know that struggle. And look, I'm good at ice baths now, but it doesn't mean I love them. It doesn't mean that I still go, ooh, I can do this. My hands are frozen right now still. My toes are frozen. So it's still a challenge. It's still something that's extremely hard. And just because I get the benefits of it, and just because I'm able to handle it probably better than a lot of people, doesn't mean that it's not giving me a challenge. It's not pushing my bodies to the limit. And that's where I'm at. All right, let's scroll back to the top. See who all's here today. Fat Fueled at 50. Courtney, Beth, Carol, Linda, Shirley, Gabby, Karen, Kitty Caddick. All my usual people are here. Delan, Gwen, Carnivore Private Eye. None of you are talking though. Holly, you're all here, but you're not talking. Alice. Talk to me, guys, if you got anything to say. Bulletproof's here. He says, go, Jimmy. What is that today? A chicken, a steak, and an egg. Ooh, steak and egg sounds pretty good. I was thinking that after the ice bath, I would probably go get some food. You got me thinking now, Bulletproof. Thanks for that. Courtney says, I've found that showers are worse than getting in a cold tub. That's interesting. I know I could handle, after I get into the ice bath every day, getting into a cold shower is nothing for me now. But you're right. I think there's a certain allure, Courtney, to having ice in a bathtub. I don't know. You feel like you're doing more, I suppose. Sylvia says, hi. Holly says, 66 degrees here today. Big snowstorms tomorrow. Wow. That's crazy. Delan, do you still take cold showers now? No, I do the ice baths. And so, and let me be clear. Sometimes people will hear cold shower and they're like, but I don't like bathing in a cold shower. I like hot. I'm like, I'm not saying to replace your bathing with it. I want you to bathe like you always do. And then at the end of your bathing, then turn it down. To answer your question, Delan, I have at times accidentally gotten cold shower because I've been in my shower recently. And if I stay in too long, then I have a tankless hot water system. So if I stay in too long, then the breaker will switch and it'll cut off the hot water. And so when that happened the first time, I didn't freak out. I was just like, water's getting cold. Water's really cold. And I could feel that it was colder. I didn't freak out. And I just ended up, putting my head down in it and really enjoying it. I do ice baths at 32 degrees. What's the coldest that it is with the shower? Maybe even during the winter, like 40s. So it really wasn't a big deal. So yeah, I have exposed myself to cold water in a cold shower, but I don't do it routinely because I get the ice bath for 5 minutes a day. And you don't really want to overexpose yourself to cold because remember, it's still a stressor. You don't want to do too much of a stress. So I'm doing targeted stress, 5 minutes, 32 degrees Fahrenheit in the ice bath. So no, I don't do much extra beyond that other than if I take walks out in the cold, that's cold exposure. But yeah, nothing real crazy. Definitely not for me, but I enjoy watching you so much, says Yellow Eyed. Well, I want to know more about why you think it's, quote, not for you. See, that's always curious to me when people just dismiss it. I get it. There's reasons why it needs to be dismissed, but I'm just curious what your reason is. If it's just a mental thing of, oh, that looks too difficult. Oh, that looks too painful. Oh, I don't want to put myself through that. Then that's not a good enough reason. If it's because you've got Raynaud's disease, if it's because you have a pacemaker in and you're worried about messing with that, if it's for truly concerning reasons, then I'll hear you out and say, yeah, you're probably right. But a lot of the reasons that we say it's not for me, and I'm not picking on you, I'm just using your quote as an example. They say it's not for me and they dismiss something because they don't know what they don't know. And they haven't, as I've talked about in previous videos, haven't acclimated yourself. You haven't gotten used to it where you could handle this. Look, 3 years ago, I was you. Oh, that's not for me. Oh, I hate cold. And in fact, I'm going to tell you how this is manifested doing all these cold ice baths. In the mornings when I wake up and I do the segmented sleep, if you listened to the Live and La Vida Low Carb show today, you know what I'm talking about. So I'll get up from my first sleep and I'm up for 3 or 4 hours and then I go back to bed. So first thing I do, I go out into the hot tub early in the morning. Well, During the winter, it's quite cold outside. Some days right around the freezing temperature mark and sometimes colder. I was out there the other morning, it was 27 degrees outside. So I'm in the hot tub, I'm enjoying it and everything. I decided to get out. Well, when I get out, I'm dripping wet. I've got warm water on my body from the hot tub, but it's 27 degrees temperature. And the old me used to shiver and shake and and uncomfortable. Would you believe that I loved it? I didn't feel any pain. I wasn't shivering. I wasn't in any way uncomfortable. I was handling it. And I was like, wow, look at what these ice baths are doing. They're making my body more adaptive, more flexible to this being able to handle the temperature changes. I just thought that was kind of cool and noteworthy. Jared says the shower is difficult because the water keeps hitting and spraying you. Well, yeah, I suppose that's true, but I lean into it at that point. If the shower is hitting you, put it on top of your head and let it hit all of you. I guess you mean the splash where you're not ready for it. It's like, whereas if you get in an ice bath, you're in. And it's like you're immediately covered with all the cold. I prefer the bath because you can completely submerge your whole body and get it all done at the same time. With a shower, you kind of have to move around, let it hit your back and let it hit your head and the back of your neck. And so, yeah, you're right. It's a little bit more challenging. Bulletproof says Jimmy needs a snow machine. Hey, dude, if I had snow on the ground, I would literally be rolling around in that snow in my bathing suit every day. So, yellow-eyed one. Yes, it's all of that regarding the excuses as to why she doesn't want to do it. Not willing to jump in. I still can't stick with keto, 60 pounds overweight. Well, look, if you eat keto and you combine it with cold therapy, and look, you don't have to get into an ice bath. You got to remember where you are in the journey. I'm 18 years later starting low carb. I'm 3 years later starting ice baths, but first starting with warm water in my shower. So you're looking at where I'm at in my journey now, and you're trying to say, I can't because I can't be where you are. Well, you're not supposed to be where I'm at. You've got to work your way up. And so I would just encourage you at the end of your showers to turn it down to the warm water. Doesn't even have to be cold to start. Turn down the warm water. And then just slowly over time, go lower and lower in the temperature. And within a few months, you'll be on the coldest setting on your shower. And I remember one time I was on the coldest setting in my shower and I was in there for an hour. And I was enjoying it so much that I was like, I got to start buying bags of ice and doing this in my bathtub. And that's what I started doing. So you progress and you allow your body to progress. As for the keto thing, yellow-eyed one, I'm happy to help you. And I know lots of coaches on here. I see one of my friends, Mary, the recovered basket case. She is a keto coach. I know she would love to help you stick with keto because there are little strategies that can definitely help you. So don't give up hope on that. But I can tell you, this cold therapy actually promotes ketogenesis. It actually lowers blood sugar levels and helps make you more insulin sensitive. So it's going to complement what you do. But yeah, if your excuse is that it's just uncomfortable and that you're not willing to jump in, that's not good enough. I'm sorry. It's not good enough. I'm going to hold people to a high standard because you need to care enough about yourself to hold yourself to a high standard. Okay? And I think that's important. And it's why I do these ice baths. I'm holding myself to a high standard. I can't tell you go take cold showers if I myself am not getting into cold every single day. I followed you since day one. Thanks for your encouragement. You're welcome, yellow-eyed one. That's why I'm here, my dear. Always happy to offer up uplifting words. But day 46, you guys, it's in the can. Don't freak out when you see little streaks on your body. That's your body trying to respond. It usually only happens a few times. I'm going to keep an eye on Kelly I told her, let me know how those responses on her are doing. She said it doesn't hurt. It just big red blotches all over her legs. And it's just funny how that's your body cleaning itself up. It tells you that these ice baths are doing something good for your body. All right, guys, let me pop off of here for now. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys following along. It's been fun to have friends along on this journey. Day 46, and I've got 365 days of this year. So I got a long way to go. At least I'll feel better once I get to triple digits. Like once I hit day 100, at least it'll feel like, okay, now I'm still pursuing triple digits, but I'm already at triple digits. So now it's double digits. It's going to be a while. So, but thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again real soon. Bye, guys.